In this video, I'm going to show you Dubsado smart fields, how to use them, what they are, and how to put them in your templates to make your business look really personalized without a lot of extra effort. Hi everyone, I'm Lainey. I'm a stationery designer and I love talking about client management systems and streamlining your business. I have reviewed 4 of the most popular, maybe even more by this point. So check out the playlist in the corner of this video if you want to look at some other systems. In Dubsado, I think they have the best smart field capabilities, and I'll show you how powerful these are. So smart fields are basically like merge fields if you've ever done a data merge or a mail merge in Word or InDesign or anything like that. They're basically placeholder text that will fill in whatever information is in a certain project. So I'm just going to show you an example. So right here in this canned email, which canned emails are just email templates if you're not familiar, that you can create for anything. Like this is a payment reminder. So this text we have right here says client name, and that's basically a placeholder. That means that whenever you send this canned email on a project, whatever client name is associated with that project will automatically fill in. So if the client name is Lainey, it will say, hey, Lainey. And then all these same smart fields will do the same thing. So this one's going to put in the payment amount due, and this one's going to put the payment due date. So it'll say this is a reminder that a payment of $1,000 is due on January 6th or whatever it is. And these map to whatever's included on the project. So let me show you how you would use them. So whenever you're typing an email, you can just click the smart field option. You can use this in forms as well. And you just click on whichever variable you want. So this is the project variable. So you can do the project title, the start date, the address. These are some custom map fields, which I have another video on if you want to check that out. The client fields are like their name, their phone number, their email, etc. And your invoice can be anything. So you can just say like, hey, thanks for paying your invoice amount of whatever, and send it as like a confirmation of their payment. They do get an automatic confirmation of their payment, so you wouldn't necessarily have to do that, but just in case that's useful for anything in your business. My business, it goes here. So this would be inserting my logo or my email signature. So that's something where maybe I'll do that at the bottom just so that I have my email signature there. And then when I change my email signature, it'll automatically update because it's a smart field, not a static box like with a picture or something. The date, of course, that's today's date. Links, I love these. So these are links to things on the project. So their invoice, their contract, you could say, hey, here's your countersigned contract, and just put this here and it will pull in the contract link and show that there every time. Technically, you can type these out. So like it's, bracket, brand, email, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would just make sure that you're always using the click field so you don't miss anything, because otherwise it's going to show up as like blank field or, bracket, brand, email. If you schedule an appointment with them, you can send a lot of smart fields here. So you can say, hey, I'm really excited for our appointment on Tuesday, the 31st of January, here's a form that you might need to fill out beforehand, etc. And then you can also send forms. So this is going to be a specific type of form. So you have to make sure you know which form it is, but that'll kind of pull in. That's a little advanced. Start with the simple stuff and you'll figure it out. And then payment plan too. This has to be attached to a certain payment plan. So again, a little bit more complicated. But you can do so much here with all of this. So for instance, I'm a wedding vendor. So something that I might use as a custom map field would be like your venue name. And so then I would go in here and just say like, I can't wait for your wedding at blank venue. And then whatever I have in there as their venue name will automatically pull in. So this is how you can do it on an email. Let me just show you what that kind of looks like. So I have this project for Lynn. So by going to Lynn's project, maybe I just want to send this questionnaire over, and maybe she added something. She decided to add printed addressing, which she didn't have before. So I will say like, with the addressing, the new invoice total is, and then that's where I can use a smart field, an invoice, and it will add the invoice total. It currently says $0 because she doesn't have an invoice, but whatever it is, it'll fill in right there for you. I'm not going to send this one because I don't actually want to send that to Lynn, but that's a way that you can use that in the emails, and you'll see that even when I click send, it automatically fills in her name. And then if you wanted that to be first and last name, you could set that up. You can change how that looks for every single email that you send. Now I'm also going to show you what it looks like for our forms. So if I was going to put in a proof, Okay, so in her proof, I have 2 smart fields here. You can't see one, which I actually really like. This is the date. This person purchased on Etsy and hasn't told me their wedding date yet because they just purchased the other day. So I haven't put that in there. And that just shows up as blank, which is great. But anything green is gonna be a smart field. So this is first name, last name. And that just is kind of a reminder to them, like, this is your project. And they don't see it as being green. They just see it as, you know, a regular thing that's like, you could also put up there like client name, wedding date, etc., and fill in the smart fields there. And then on the back end, this is what that looks like. We have client name, client email, job start date, and there's different formats you can use for that. So I have the medium one. So you can put this in here, and then at the top of your contract, it will always fill in their information, which is just so helpful. The biggest thing about smart fields is they make your business look personalized when it's not. So you can use this in a lot of email marketing platforms as well. But I find in Dubsado, you just have so much more information about the person you're sending it to that you can really personalize this. You can do your invoice totals. You can say stuff about them. You can put their email address. You can put their wedding date. You can also do custom fields. So there's so many powerful ways that you can use this. And the greatest thing is that your client's just going to see their name. They're going to see, hi, Lynn. And you don't even have to type that. So when you go into your automatic workflows, I have another video on that. It's kind of advanced Dubsado. When you start sending these emails automatically, you don't even have to think about them. An example would be like a welcome email. You could say, hey, thanks for signing your contract, Lynn. I'm so excited for your wedding at venue on date. And then you would get so much credit for sending a really personalized email, even though it's got these smart fields in it that make it so you don't actually have to type any of that information or even think about sending that email. The system does it automatically for you. So I mentioned a lot of things like custom fields, workflows, the client portal, which I have other videos on, which kind of just shows you how everything in Dubsado really connects. And these smart fields can be used in so many ways throughout the system that I think as you start playing with them, you'll start to see even more and more powerful uses for them. So I recommend dipping your toe in by putting some smart fields in your canned emails. Try and put in some client name, client information, whatever would be helpful to them or to you for your business. And that way, whenever you're sending that email, you can just verify visually that the smart field's filled in correctly and that nothing is missing. And then you'll start to feel more confident about how to use it, and you can start incorporating it into your forms, your workflows, and everything else. So if you're new to Dubsado, make sure you use code DesignByLainey for 30% off your first month or year. And while you're here, check out our whole client management playlist so you can see how we compare Dubsado to other systems, as well as so many other videos that I mentioned about different features of Dubsado.